So in this video, I will be explaining how you can get the prices of various stock prices for the stocks that are listed on BSE, NSE, NASDAQ, NYSE, all these major stock exchanges. So in this program, what is going to happen is that you can specify what stocks prices you want to track, and then what this program is going to do is that it will fetch the prices of the stocks at the end of day, and then email you all those details like what is the price of a specific stock. Or you can also customize this program in a such a way that, let us say, you want to get an email alert when price of a specific stock goes below 95. For example, there is a Google stock, so you want to buy that particular stock when the stock price goes below 95, and then at that point of time you should get an email alert. So let us see how you can do this using Node.js and JavaScript. So as you can see on this particular page, I have written a blog on this particular topic. So what we are going to achieve is that we are going to specify the threshold prices of the stocks for different stocks listed on NYSE, NASDAQ, BSE, NSE. When the stock price dips below specified price, we should get an email. So for example, in case of Google, let us say I want to buy Google only when the stock price goes below 95. So you can feed this information, and then what will happen is that you will get an email alert whenever the stock price goes below 95, and then whenever you get that particular alert, you can go ahead and purchase that stock. So you don't need to constantly monitor the stock prices every day. It is very time consuming and boring as well. So to avoid that, what you can do is that you can get an email alert. You check the emails every day, so that is not a big deal. And whenever you get that alert, just go ahead and purchase your desired stock. So let us talk about the technical aspects. We will need below things to achieve our objective: script that will fetch the prices of the desired stocks. So that is one thing, get the prices. Then next script will be used to email the details of the stocks that are trading below desired levels. So we don't want to get the email alert for all the stocks. We just need to get the email alerts for those stocks which are trading below desired prices or the threshold prices. And finally, we will also need the scheduler because you want to run this particular job every day. Okay, whenever the BSE or NSE closes at say 3:30 p.m. in India, or in USA, there is NASDAQ and NYSE which closes at around 4 p.m. So at exactly that point of time, we want to trigger this job. Now to implement this, what we will need is that to send an email, we will need some kind of system. So I'm gonna use this SendGrid. This is from Twilio software company, which is listed on NASDAQ. So you can use this particular URL and then go to that, sign up, and then you can create the API key for the SendGrid. So basically, with the help of that, you will be able to send an email to whatever account you want to send the email to. Next thing we will need is Node.js. This is for scripting. Next.js server is also required because that is where our scripting will go in. So basically, we are going to create API endpoint, and what will happen is that that API will get invoked by the scheduler, and in that particular API call, we are doing all the processing like getting the prices of the stocks and then sending email as well. But if you don't have the Next.js server, you can also achieve this with the help of Edge functions, Lambda functions, Azure functions, or they are also called as cloud functions as well, or serverless functions. Next thing is Vercel platform. So if you are using Next.js application, you might want to deploy that application on the Vercel platform. So that is when this Vercel platform comes into picture, but there are other alternatives as well which you can explore. But in my case, I'm using Vercel platform. Next thing is scheduling job, and for scheduling, I'm using this upstash.com/qstash. So basically, it allows you to create the cron jobs, and you can specify, okay, at 3:30 p.m. India time, I want to invoke that API, or say at 4 p.m. US time, New York time, I want to execute the endpoint. So for that, you can use this upstash. As I said, for sending email, I'm using this sendgrid.com/guide integrate. So if you go to this URL, they will give you clear instructions how you can create an API key for your platform. Say for example, Node.js, Python, Java. For different languages, they have got this integration guides, and at the end of that wizard, what happens is that you get a code which you can customize and then start sending in emails. Then for scheduling jobs, it's also very simple. Just go to this URL. You will have to sign up, and you can tell like, okay, at this point of time, 3:30 p.m. Monday to Friday, I want to trigger one job, for example, invoking our API. So you can do that using this Upstash. Next important thing is Next.js server or the serverless function, where your code will go actual code, where we are going to fetch the prices and then send an email. So this is how the typical API endpoint will look like in Next.js. So you can see that here I am importing this SendGrid mail API or the module. Then there is Axios, Chair.io. These modules are also being imported, and then this is coming from the Next.js framework. Down here, I'm putting the symbols that I want to track or the stocks. So this is from Indian stock market. This is from the US stock market. Next thing is I'm initializing it to the empty array, stock prices and the stock price. So this will be used later on these variables. Now the first thing that we want to do is that we want to get the prices of these stocks. Okay. And for that we have this function. So how we are getting the prices is using this finance.yahoo.com quote slash and then symbol name. So basically it will fetch that HTML source and then it will extract the stock price, and then we are comparing that stock price with the threshold price that we have mentioned here. So if it is below that threshold price, then we are pushing the that stock information into this stock prices array. Okay, this is the stock prices array. So if any stock is trading below the threshold, that stock will be pushed to the stock price, and then at the end we are going to send an email with this stock prices array. Here we have got another function to send an email. So all it is doing is that it is using this SendGrid mail API to send an email. So this is how this API look like. To address, from address, subject, and then in the body I'm sending this stock prices array. And notice that I'm using this API key. So whenever you will sign up for SendGrid, you will have to create the API key. And finally, we have got this handler. So this is the Next.js handler for any API endpoint. This is how it looks like. So all we are doing here is that we are calling get prices, and we are using await here, as you can notice. So because we want to get the prices and then send an email, so we have to wait there. That's why I use await there. And I'm sending an email only in case the stock prices array is length is greater than 0. That means at least one stock should be there which is trading below threshold. In that case only that email will be sent, otherwise email will not be sent. That's it. So basically let us say this particular endpoint is deployed at this particular URL. So basically what happens is that Upstash will invoke this particular endpoint at the given time, and then this code will get executed and email will be sent. That's how it works. So if you want to implement something similar, maybe you are a college student who want to create a project, something similar like this, you can contact me and I can definitely help you with this. Thank you for watching.